are these people?
Well, yeah. So if you're able to, again, rookie move. See, I'm just showing the thing. Cash App, $, Indie News Network, co-fi.com/Indie News Network, paypal.me/Indie News Network, INNnewsletter.com, or at indiemediatoday.com are the places to do that. You could also, again, there's a direct donate link over at indienewsnow.com also. And it's people waking up to like what's happening out there. So I don't feature this woman very often, Ashley Stevens from the Acumen. All right. But she put up a tweet thread that I just thought was a beautiful tone to start the show. All right. And she says, I know it sounds conspiracy theorist to say this. It's not. But you really should assume the absolute worst about the people in power. This includes not only politicians, but billionaires who have intentionally put themselves in sections of governmental power to create policy. Like all of it. Because if they're not there, they're buying it. Don't assume people who have a history of being the evilest people in history are acting in good intentions based off of what you would do. That's a really important point. All right. I think a lot of people are like, well, I'm a good person, so they must be good people too. They're not. MK Ultra really happened. So did the Philly Move bombing. The police state has been intentionally funded and grown, which we have covered extensively on this show. The dots are there. All right. As she continues, Dick Cheney is still Dick Cheney. Trump being a POS doesn't absolve him of the evils and horrors he was instrumental in causing. These people are still in positions of power, even if they're not in office. They rotate from political offices to weapons manufacturers. We know that happens. Stop expecting and assuming the best from people who've shown you the worst. Amen, sister. These corporations see paying lawsuits as the price of doing business. Health insurance companies see death as profit. Brian Thompson learned that the hard way. People who work and profit from these jobs are evil. Accept that fact. If you work for a weapons manufacturer, when you know for a fact they'll be used to kill innocent people, you're not a good person. If you have a job where you know part of that will include killing or harming innocent people, you're not a good person. These politicians don't have to vote for bills they know are harmful. They choose to do it. They'll come up with excuses, but we've seen Trump give people his ass to kiss. If Joe Manchin can single-handedly torpedo the Democratic Party and democracy because they want him to, so can any other senator, as we've seen from the rotating villain and Kirsten Gillibrand, and who's the one now they're using to do it? I don't even know because I stopped paying attention. It doesn't matter. It's a role. It's a rotating role. She says, I've noticed that whenever they have politicians of these high-level CEOs of major corporations, health insurance companies, banks, airlines, etc., they're all smiling in their professional headshots, right? They gleefully enjoy their jobs. This is who we're working against politically. These people have the money and the power within our government. They control our politicians being mega donors. This is who we are up against. It's not just Trump. There's a lot of evil people out there in positions of power and authority over our daily lives. I was like, that's freaking great. Like, good. I'm glad she's waking up to it, and I hope she wakes up a lot of other people too. This is an important thread for people to understand, especially people that like aren't tuned to this. Like, because there's a lot of people really not paying close attention. And this is like a nice primer, a nice intro thread for people to be able to share and be like, yeah, no, we're not led by the best and the brightest, and the people who are looking out for us, they're all kind of shit, and they're self-serving and they're donor serving. I mean, they're there to serve the billionaire class from the quote unquote Taylor's oldest time. Correct. From the quote unquote elected representatives, all right, to the people that fund them and make sure that they're there. All right. and then of course the corporations that are benefiting and profiting, like she said, that are using it for profit. But there's another portion to this, all right, and that's Carey Wedler, member of the Independent Media Alliance. All right, she did a whole thing about like, well, would you have rather voted for? Here, check this out. Now, what she does is she equates. She's been like kind of, I think, getting upset a little bit by like MAGA people coming back and going, well, would you have rather had Kamala? Right? Except that she's here to show in a multitude of ways how and why
both of the same things would fucking happen.
Like literally the things that they're like saying would have happened under Kamala are exactly what's happening under Trump. So
what Trump is doing.
This is like a 3-minute video. It's brilliant. I'm like, oh, we need to bring this. Steve actually showed it on AM Wake Up this morning, but I was like, all right, screw it. We're gonna do it anyway. All right. Would you rather have
Scuba
Kamala?
Steve?
Damn you, Scuba Steve. Let me go to where's the thing? The slideshow on, slideshow off. No slideshow off. Okay. There it is, slideshow off.
Again,
Now
Steve, you can
it.
come down. We'll get you actually certified so you can be Scuba Steve.
He's on, they're live at Blunt Force Wisdom right now on the AM Wake Up channel. So again, Carey Wedler, Pleasure to Burn over on Substack. Check this out.
Whenever I questioned Donald Trump and his diehards, I met with a very rational, very logical argument. Would you rather have Kamala? No, I wouldn't rather have Kamala. I'd rather
why
have
it's so low?
freedom where millions of people don't get to impose their beliefs on millions of other people through the force of government. But since so many people have this NPC program running in their brains now, it's worth considering how MAGA might be reacting to such a consolidation of private, public, technocratic, authoritarian power and the expansion of government on numerous fronts. If Kamala were doing it. The rapidly encroaching tech oligarchy and their militarized artificial intelligence and surveillance ambitions as the regime supports extremely anti-Maha biotech pharmaceuticals. Kamala's a shill for the deep state and big pharma, enforcing the 9/11 era Real ID Act that further paves the way for biometric national ID, ushering in the New World Order. Trump never would have done this. Continuing astronomical spending, including promising $1 trillion military budget and still arming Ukraine, ruining the economy with her big spending and warmongering, appointing corporate lobbyists, filling the swamp as expected, appointing shills for Israel while silencing speech for them. I will not stand for the, well, it is for Israel. She's not silencing speech enough, declaring that only the president and his attorney general get to decide what laws mean for the entire executive branch. Communist dictator. BlackRock and financial mogul Charles Schwab directly benefiting from the administration's policies. Empowering oligarchs. Still no Epstein files. Only an agent of the deep state would do this. Prioritizing making a central bank digital currency through stablecoins after fooling people into thinking he banned CBDCs. Just another lying, conniving politician trying to enslave and gaslight us. Bombing Yemen and Somalia without a war declaration? If only the peace president Donald Trump had won. I understand why people voted for Trump. Years of being lied to, coerced, and forced to fund policies you don't consent to were good reasons to reject the party in power. But even if Kamala had won and implemented the same core policies toward centralizing control and trampling liberties in the name of equality and tolerance instead of MAGA's freedom and country, the Trump bootlicking solution would still be, we just need our guy sitting on the throne. We just haven't elected the right people yet. The real problem is my ideology isn't being imposed through government force. This is ultimately the same resistance Democrats offer to Trump. The knee-jerk question, would you rather have Kamala, is itself a reflection of the indoctrination and enslavement. Accepting two parties and two slightly different flavors of tyranny as if they're your only options when you could break free of the paradigm altogether. You can deem your rabid subservience to Trump and government at large pragmatism because you perceive this as better than the alternative. But it's not pragmatic if you lose your freedom and your rationalizations for these encroachments keep the insidious system afloat with the same technocratic authoritarian militarist trajectory that would have occurred under Kamala. If you want this dystopia to end, no matter which politician or party it comes from, it has to be more than dissenting based on who's in power. Your skepticism of authority must evolve past partisanship to the root of the problem, the power itself. You might want to stop asking if people would rather have Kamala and start asking yourself why you're incapable of questioning tyranny when you think it's being done in your name.
Where would we be without our safe, familiar American bullshit?
All right. So that was Carey. Yep. Again, duopoly, it doesn't matter because it's a uniparty. So we were going to get what we were going to get, either one, you know, blue shit or red shit. They were going to feed us basically the same meal. That's a lot of fun. Support independent media. We need it more than ever.
Mwah. Ciao, baby.
No, we just fucking lost the stream.
can't keep giving us nothing and think we're bluffing about coming for your heads. Why play civil if you won't listen? To 50,000 died, and now we know our mission. We form a militia, make Congress a prison.